Hi friends, welcome back to Yoga with Christina Joy, where we practice yoga and mindfulness to cultivate more joy on and off of our yoga mats. In this video, I'm going to guide you through a Vinyasa flow style practice with an emphasis on hip opening. When you're ready, we'll get started in our child's pose. Bringing your knees wide and your big toes together to touch. Sit your hips back and walk your arms forward. Relaxing your forehead down to the mat. Starting to deepen your breath. Centering yourself into this space. And bringing your awareness to your hips as they soften back towards your heels. Holding them with love and compassion as we hold our issues in our tissues, and our hips tend to hold a lot of tension or strain. So meeting yourself through this practice with understanding, being sure to honor your body. Of course, finding deep stretch, but never any strain. Knowing that you are your own best teacher and you can return back to your child's pose at any time. You can take any variation of a posture that feels good for you. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Starting to rise up, finding your tabletop position, bringing your knees underneath your hips, and just rocking your hips from side to side, noticing if there's any spaces that feel super sticky or tight, and returning back to neutral, stepping the hands one handprint forward. Shift your hips forward, a deep breath in. The exhale sends the hips over to the right, back and around. Circling those hips around. And go ahead and reverse that, taking it the other way. And coming back, finding your modified push-up position. So your knees are down, your core is super strong and engaged. Press into all parts of your hands to be open through your upper back, and then engage your legs. Press down into the tops of your feet. Feel the heat building. A full breath in. Exhale lowers you down all the way to your belly. Magnetize your elbows together, press the tops of your feet into the mat. Take a deep breath in, the heart opens. Exhale, soften down. Press into your hands, rising through your push-up. Tuck your toes, lifting the hips up and back. Downward facing dog, keeping a big bend in the knees, letting the heels be lifted at first. Taking a moment to just feel out what's going on in your body today. And slowly start to bend one knee and then the other, softening the opposite heel back as you straighten that leg. And turning those petals into steps up to the top of the mat. Opening your feet up nice and wide, connecting your torso to your thighs, a big bend in your knees to relax through those sometimes stubborn hamstrings. Go ahead and grasp hold opposite elbows, letting your head be heavy. Feel your breath. Another deep breath in and out. Release your elbows, slowly start to rise all the way up to stand. Toe heel the feet together. Deep breath in, the arms rise up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center, closing the eyes. Taking a moment to set the intention to feel whatever comes up in the body. Knowing that we hold our issues in our tissues, and in order to heal, we must feel. So feeling the emotions, feeling the sensations that come up from breath to breath, from pose to pose. A deep breath in, the arms rise up, reach up. Exhale, bends the knees to hinge at the hips to fold. Inhale, finding length in your spine. Exhale to plant the hands, step back to the high push-up. Your choice. You can take it from high push-up or lower down on your knees. Exhale, release down to your belly. Inhale, the heart rises, baby cobra. Exhale to soften down, press to the hands, rise up and back. Downward facing dog. Feet step together to touch. Feel the breath. Inhale, the right leg lifts up and back, keeping the toes squared downwards. Relax your left heel towards the mat as much as you can. Another deep breath in. Exhale to step that foot between your hands. Release the left knee down to the mat. Feel the space that you create in those hips. Take a deep breath in. The arms rise up, reach up. Notice the stretch in the hips and also the strength as you create this hugging in sensation to keep yourself balanced and sturdy as well as steady. Exhale, plant the hands down, step it back, finding our flow. You can take it from high to low, inhaling the up dog or the cobra. The exhale takes you back, downward facing dog. Inhale, the left leg lifts up and back. Again, making sure to keep those toes facing downwards, the hips are squared. Softening the right heel down a little bit more if you can. Deep breath in, that left heel lifts, the exhale hugs the knee in to step it through. Release the right knee down. Arms rise up overhead. Feel the stretch in the hip flexor of that right leg. Notice the length you create in your spine. Feel your breath. Tune in to the sensation. Be with the thoughts that arise. Another deep breath in. The exhale plants the hands. Take it back. High push-up. Your variation of a flow. You can always skip a flow and meet us in downward facing dog if you'd like. Fill up with breath and let it go. Bend the knees, look forward to the hands, and walk or float your feet to your hands. Inhale, we create length in the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms rise up, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, bow to fold. Inhale, length. Exhale, plant the hands, take it back. High push-up. Your flow, high to low. Inhale the up dog or cobra. Exhale, take it back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, the right leg lifts up and back. Exhale to bend the knee, open up that hip. So one hip stacks on top of the other. You can bring a circle to the right ankle and reverse that circle. Inhale, extends the leg. Exhale, we step that foot between the hands. Inhale, rise up, Anjaneyasana, crescent lunge. Take a nice bend in your left knee so that you can extend your tailbone down to the earth and press the hips forward, feeling an extra stretch in that left hip flexor. Notice the breath as you press into the front heel, press back to the back heel. Exhale, forward fold, extended pyramid. Notice the length that you create in the backs of the legs here. Be with the breath. Bend into the right knee. Step the right hand to the midline of the mat and toe heel the right foot out to the side. You can stay up on your hands. You can option to lower down to your back knee or keep it lifted. We're coming into our lizard lunge, so you could stay on your hands or lower down to your forearms if you'd like. Wherever you are, you're finding a stretch. You're feeling your breath, and you're giving yourself fully and completely to this moment, the right here, the right now. That's all there is. That's all you need to focus on. As you're ready, rise back up onto your hands. Hop that right hand back to frame out the right foot. Step back, high push-up. Your flow. Inhale, up dog cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, the left leg lifts up and back. You exhale to bend the knee, open up the hip. Circle that ankle around. And reverse. Extend the leg long, square off that hip, step that foot between your hands, rise up, crescent lunge. Remembering that nice bend in the back knee to extend the tailbone down, feeling that really beautiful stretch in the front of the right hip flexor. Make sure that you can feel that right hip flexor. It's talking to you. It's going to say hi. Exhale, bow forward towards that front leg. Breathe space into the body. Those areas of tightness, of tension, give them your love by sending breath. As you're ready, bend back into that left knee. Step your left hand to the midline of the mat. There's always the option to release the right knee down, to modify, or just to get deeper in the stretch. If you'd like, you could stay up on the toes and then come down onto your forearms. Feel it out. See what works best for you in this moment. As you're ready, rise back up onto your hands. Hop the left hand out to step that foot back. Downward facing dog. Feel the breath. Bend the knees, look forward to the hands. Walk or float the feet to the hands. Inhale for length. Exhale to fold. Inhale. Sit those hips back, reach the arms up, chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, bow, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, plant the hands, take it back, high to low. Your heart opener and your downward facing dog. Inhale, the right leg lifts up and back. Exhale to bend the knee, open up that hip, circle the knee around. Getting really nice big hip circles here, feeling into any areas that are sticky. And go ahead and reverse those. Deep breath in, extends the leg long. Exhale, step that foot between your hands. Inhale, rise up, reach up. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Hips are turned towards the side of the room here. So instead of having the hips closed off, they're very open. Feel that space that you create. Make sure that the knee is honoring the toes. So you don't want the knee to be too far in or too far out. You want it to be right and in line. And then extend your arms out to the sides. Roll the shoulders back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Your gaze can be right over that front middle finger. Just be. Feel the strength of the legs as they pull energy up through the ground. Deep breath in, reaches that front arm up and back. Exhale to the side angle, forearm to thigh. You can release the right hand down to the mat or a block. Open up even more into the extended side angle. The next exhale straightens the right leg, finding your triangle pose, Trikonasana. Notice the openness of your hips and your heart. You can turn your gaze any way that feels good on your neck. Creating length and space with each breath. Extend your left arm up overhead to transition to your wide-legged forward fold. Hello. Turning those toes in slightly so that they're coming inwards and placing your hands however you'd like. You could have them through the legs, reaching out long. Extending your forehead to the mat. So instead of just reaching the top of your head, the crown of your head down, really reaching the forehead down to create length in your spine. Lifting through the tailbone, rooting through the feet. As you're ready, planting the hands, take a deep breath in for length in the spine, the exhale to fold. Bending into one knee and then the other. Noticing how that affects those hips. Just being with that breath as you move from one side to the other. And then shifting the hips from side to side, keeping the legs straight with a little micro bend. Noticing how that differs from the bend of the knees. Returning length in your spine. Finding your runner's lunge and stepping back to the high push-up, press back, downward facing dog. Option to stay here, hang out in the down dog, find your flow, or rest into your child's pose. Taking what you need and leaving what you don't. As you're ready, meeting back in downward facing dog. The inhale lifts the left leg up and back. Exhale to bend the knee. Open up the hip and circle it around. Go ahead and reverse that circle. Extending the leg long. Exhale, steps that foot between your hands. Inhale, rise up, crescent lunge. Exhale, drop the heel, warrior two. Relax the shoulders, down your back. Feel the strength in the legs. Notice the energy that you pull up through the floor. Flip the front palm, a deep breath in to reach up and back. Exhale, side angle, forearm to thigh. You can choose where you'd like the gaze. You may choose to place that left hand down to the floor or a block, all the while keeping the heart open and the breath full and complete. Notice the stretch in those hips. And straighten out that front leg, finding your triangle pose. Gaze can be up, or you can change it and bring it to the midline or look down, depending on how your neck feels. Keeping length in your spine the whole time. Another deep breath in and reach that arm up and around, finding your wide-legged forward fold. You can toe heel the feet in, the toes turn in, the heels are out. Maybe this time you reach for your ankles, extending the forehead down to the mat instead of the crown of the head. So we create length in the spine. Opening up through those hips, sending the tailbone up to the ceiling. Full, complete, deep breaths. Each exhale allows you to soften a little bit deeper into the pose. As you're ready, planting the hands, a deep breath in creates length in your spine. Bending into one knee and then the other, finding your skandasana, your side lunge. So making sure that the The toes that are facing upwards all look upwards, that your spine is nice and long, that your heart reaches towards your hands, and then you find your breath. Transitioning over to the other side, bending into that other knee, heart is open, pressing down, rooting into that standing foot, engaging the muscles that you would need to stand up so you're holding yourself really strong, and also getting a nice deep stretch. Go ahead and plant the hands, take it over, moving to the other side, and switching it up at your pace. So moving from one side to the other, you can keep your hands planted, you can lift all the way up, you can take little bends from one side to the other. Take whatever variation works best for you. You may even try to use no hands. Gently gliding from one side to the other. Go ahead and plant the hands, finding that forward fold once again. Inhale, length. Walk it forward. Bending into that front knee, finding the lunge and taking it back. Downward facing dog. Deep breaths. Inhale shifts the weight forward, high to low. Inhale the up dog or the cobra. Exhale, take it back, downward facing dog. Bending the knees and straightening. Deep breath in to bend. Exhale to straighten. Feel the length in the hips, the backs of the legs. Bend. This time, take it to the top of the mat. Inhale, length. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms rise up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Closing the eyes. Getting ready for a balancing series. Release the arms down, open the eyes, find one spot to focus on. Root down into your left foot, lift your right knee up, cross the right ankle over the left thigh, sit your hips back, finding your standing figure 4. Your hands come to your heart center. You're going to totally feel this in those hips. Notice the opening. Be with the breath. You may choose to soften deeper, bringing your forearms down to your leg to help open that knee up even more. Wherever you are, your breath is full and complete. Take your peace sign fingers of your right hand, hold your right big toe, extend that leg forward. Feeling the strength in the standing leg, and then open out to the side. Complete deep breaths. Engage through your core. Hold that balance. And we transition. That leg flies backwards to airplane pose, Stakasana. Press back through the lifted heel, open through the chest, the heart space, and opening those hips up, coming into your half moon. So those hips open and square off to the side instead of squared downwards. Similar to how they're open when we do our three-legged dog with open hips, and also to how our hips are when we're in our warrior two. Speaking of warrior two, step back, find that stance. Inhale, straighten that front leg. Exhale, bend. Inhale, exalted. Exhale, bend. Fill all the way up. Let it all go. Taking it down to that side lunge. Breathing into those hips and transitioning over in your own way. Finding your runner's lunge, planting the back heel to open up to the warrior two on the left side this time. Reaching forward, crescent lunge to step forward to stand. Arms reach down by the side. Resetting in mountain. Preparing for our other side, rooting down and lifting the left leg up, sitting the hips back. You can use those elbows and forearms to press that leg down any amount more, getting that really nice deep stretch. Take your peace sign fingers of your left hand, grasp hold your left big toe, extend it out forward. Taking it out to the side, noticing the balance it takes to hold you here. Super strong core, strong standing leg, and a really tight and engaged lifted leg. The tighter the leg, the lighter it will be. Go ahead and extend that lifted leg back behind you, finding the airplane. Heart is still open, lifted, expansive as you press back through the left heel. And open up those hips. So instead of being squared down, now they're opened out to the side. Half moon. When you're ready, step back, warrior two. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend. One more time, a full breath in and out. Planting the hands, finding that side lunge, taking it over, other side, and rising, toe heeling the feet together, and turning the toes out to the sides, finding your Malasana Yogi squat. You can rock side to side to get comfortable in this stance, feeling the opening of the hips here. Close your eyes. Soften. Relax. You can press with your biceps and your elbows into your thighs to open them up even more. And just be. When you're ready, release yourself down to a seat, finding a butterfly-like stance with your legs, more commonly known in the yoga world as Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose. You can hold on to your feet or your ankles in any way that feels good. If your knees are high, no worries. Over time, gravity will allow them to soften down. Take a deep breath in to open your heart. The exhale shifts your heart forward so that you hinge from your hips. You create that length in your spine instead of flopping down and collapsing in the heart. You get really long. You feel the breath all the way down the length of the spine. You can press with your elbows into your legs to open them up, to soften those knees down even deeper. But remember, just come to a place that feels good to you. You may choose to extend your arms out long in front of you. Cultivating that really nice long spine instead of dumping down. As you're ready, coming back up and bringing your left foot in front of your right. Just noticing how that feels a little bit different than the Baddha Konasana. A deep breath in, the heart lifts up. The exhale softens you forward. You may choose to come onto your forearms, finding a place that requires breath in order to stretch, but never any strain. Feeling that opening, noticing what one side feels like compared to the other, with one foot in front of the other. How can you nurture this pose with breath? As you're ready, rise up and switch, exchanging, bringing the right foot in front of the left. Walking those hands out, maybe softening onto your forearms. Keeping that nice long spine. Feeling the breath. As you're ready, starting to rise back up. Extending your legs out for a wide strata-like position. Root down into your sitting bones. A deep breath in opens your heart, and the exhale, you walk those arms forward, maybe coming to your forearms. Again, finding that length in your spine. If you'd like, you can reach the arms all the way forward, melting completely down. Wherever you are, just be with your breath. Give yourself permission to hold yourself with compassion No matter what this forward fold looks like, it's perfect. It's exactly where you need to be right now. Let yourself notice the sensations in your hips and see if you can connect them to a deeper awareness of emotional baggage. Coming back to this idea of holding the issues in our tissues. Can you release those emotions and feelings that are associated with the stretch with each breath? As you're ready, start to rise up and bending the knees, bringing ourselves to fire log pose. So you'll take your left shin and leg and place it up and over the right, keeping both feet flexed and softening both hips down to the mat. So the sitting bones rather are planted. Your knee could be up super high, and that's okay. It may soften lower. Whatever your pose looks like, that's okay. You just want to make sure you can feel the stretch in that hip. If you'd like, you can stay here and just sit into the stretch. If you're interested in finding more, you can press with your left hand onto that left knee, or come onto your forearms to assist gravity in softening that knee downward. Notice the stretch, never any pain or strain. If it doesn't feel good, you back off. If it feels okay, you stay. Finding that place of effort and ease. Just be with your breath. It's all about the breath if you haven't noticed. When we send our breath to those areas of tightness, we're able to nurture them. We're able to signal to them that they're allowed to relax. Transitioning now, bringing the left knee on top of the right knee for cow face pose, Gomukhasana. This is a really intense hip stretch. Make sure that both of your sitting bones are planted onto the mat. The heart lifts, a deep breath in, the exhale, you can soften yourself forward. If this feels like too much for any reason, you can always keep that top knee lifted, or the option to extend out that right leg. You keep that leg long and then you open your heart and forward fold. You'll still feel a really great stretch in the left thigh and hip. If you want the deeper version, you'll just bring those knees to stack one on top of each other, feeling into the breath. As you're ready, rising back up, and we're going to show that left leg some love and give it a hug. Rocking it like a baby, keeping your heart lifted. Just rock-a-bye leg. Thank you for all that you do for us. We love our legs. We love our hips. Happy, healthy hips. Go ahead and let that go. Planting both feet down, rock the knees from side to side. Taking it to the other side, working with our right hip now, bringing your right ankle up and over your left knee, softening the right knee down as much as you can with your hips and your sitting bones rooted down to the mat. If that knee is high, again, no worries. keep it there. You just want to make sure you feel that stretch in your hip. If you need more, you can press on that leg to assist gravity in softening yourself down even more. Pinpointing that area of tightness and tension, sending your breath to that space to help and to heal, giving that part of your body your awareness, compassion for those tight hips, love and understanding. As you're ready, starting to transition out, taking your time, and bringing knee to stack on top of knee, cow face pose. Again, remember the option to extend the left leg out, stack the right knee on top of the left knee. You'll open your heart and soften down, keeping that nice long spine, so not collapsing through your heart. If you're interested in the deeper variation, you'll just crawl that foot back in, root down through the sit bones. A deep breath in lengthens the spine. The exhale, you can plant your hands onto that knee or just walk the hands forward, bringing the heart forward as well. Noticing any difference from side to side, knowing each side will be different, and that's okay. Can you notice the emotions that arise? Can you send the breath to those spaces, releasing not only tightness and tension in your body, but also letting go of tightness and tension in your heart and your mind. Maybe you close your eyes. Another full breath in and let it go. Rising up, bringing that right leg in, taking hold of that foot with that elbow and rocking that baby leg, rocking it out. Go ahead and release that. Open up those feet wide, knees rock from side to side. Feels so good to rock out those hips. And now coming onto your back in a way that works best for you, and then hugging your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a nice rock from side to side. So much gratitude for your body, for those hips. Extend your right leg up, cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Press with the right hand into the right thigh to open up that knee. This is the same thing as our figure 4 when we were standing, but on the ground. If you need more, take your right hand, place it in between the triangle the legs create, grasp hold to the back of the left thigh, and hug it in. If you need more, you can interlace your hands around that shin, increasing the stretch, increasing the depth. You can close your eyes, pinpoint those areas of tightness. Imagine a bullseye on the area of tightness. Send the breath to that bullseye. If you need more, you'll grasp hold that right leg. You can use the left knee to help pull it in towards you. Similar to how we were holding that right leg when we rocked the baby. And then you can extend the left leg out if you'd like. This is really similar to our half pigeon when we take that turned upside down. As you're ready, bend the left knee, plant that left foot down to the mat, cross your right knee over your left so that they stack one on top of each other. Hug the knees in towards your chest and grasp hold your feet with your hands. Using your feet as leverage, pressing your feet into your hands into your feet to create a deeper stretch in those hips. Let your spine be long on the mat, so you don't want the tail to come off of the mat. You want to keep that spine planted the whole time. Slowly start to release the feet down. Shift your hips over towards the right and drop the knees over to the left so you still have that nice cross. If the cross is too much and it doesn't feel really good for your spine or for your thighs or your hips, you can uncross the legs and just take a normal twist. Go ahead and come back through center. Extend the right leg up and bring it down. Open the feet wide and rock those knees from side to side. Feet come back together. Left leg lifts up. Cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Press with the left hand into the left thigh to create space. Notice if this is enough. Breathe here. If you need more, you'll take your left hand, place it between the triangle the legs create, grasp hold the back of the right thigh with interlaced fingers. Press with your left elbow and forearm into the left thigh to create more space. Maybe after you've been breathing here for a while, you're interested in taking it deeper by interlacing your hands around your shin. If you'd like, you can take that left leg just as we held it when we were rocking that leg like a baby, hugging it in even more, finding that half pigeon on your back. You can extend out the right leg to deepen the stretch. As you're ready, bring your right foot to plant, cross your left knee over your right knee. Hug your knees in towards your chest to bring your hands to your feet. Again, using the feet as leverage to deepen this stretch. This is very similar to how we were seated in Gomukhasana, the cow face pose. This way you just have a little bit more leverage. You may be able to get a little bit deeper now that you've opened up those hips. As you're ready, release that left foot down. Keeping the legs crossed, scoot the hips over to the left and drop the knees over to the right. Arms reach out like a T. Gaze can turn over to the left if you'd like. Make your way back to center, extending that leg up and relaxing it down. Knees tilt from side to side, resetting the spine. Coming into happy baby, bringing your hands to your feet and your feet to your hands, pressing into one another. Feeling that opening in the hips, keeping the spine nice and long. You may rock from one side to the other by pressing one hand into one foot, other hand into other foot. You may choose to stay with the happy baby or extend the legs long in straddle position. Letting the toes face downwards. Pinpointing any areas of tightness, breathing into it. Your legs were straight, go ahead and bring a bend. Hug the knees in, give yourself a big squeeze in gratitude for this time you've given yourself. Extend the legs up to the sky, Viparita Karani, legs up the imaginary wall pose. Flex and point or circle around those feet. Changing the way that gravity works on the body. and releasing the feet down as you're ready. Reaching the arms out to the sides, opening the knees out wide, Supta Baddha Konasana, inclined bound angle pose. Allowing yourself to relax and rest, letting gravity soften the knees open, feeling all the beautiful benefits of this Vinyasa styled hip opening class. Knowing that your work here is done, now all you have to do is let all the benefits integrate into your body. And you do that by relaxing fully and completely. Allow your breath to return back to the natural intelligence of your body and just be here right now. Shavasana. Feel free to stay here resting for as long as you'd like. You're ready to be guided out. Bring small movements to your fingers and your wrists, starting to deepen your breath, welcoming life back into your body. As you're ready, turning over onto your right side in the fetal posture, taking a moment to savor this sweet serenity. As you're ready, rising up, finding an easily seated position. Bringing your hands to your heart center and closing your eyes. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. The light within me seeks, sees, and smiles at the light within you. Namaste. If this video brought you joy, hit the like button, share with your friends, and be sure to subscribe. I'll see you next time.